Hi everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is of course my December bullet journal, and to be completely honest, I was totally lost when coming up with a theme for this month. Of course, I didn't want to completely ignore Christmas because that is something I celebrate and maybe even a bit too much, and it takes up a lot of my month. But on the other hand, there's practically no way to do an original Christmas spread because everyone's done it. So I decided to stay with a Christmas theme, but with lots of Nordic influence. In Scandinavia, we typically don't decorate with as many bright reds and greens, but keep everything a bit more earthy and natural. But then again, we do that all year round. One of the most important components in the Danish way of celebrating Christmas is hygge, a word that some of you may have heard before because apparently this one Danish word has become internationally known. This is a feeling I tried to capture by focusing a lot on textures. That's why I did something completely out of my comfort zone and used colored pencils for this entire spread. And a fine liner, of course. Wood, parchment, and wool are very common textures, but we also bring in a lot of nature to decorate with. So my cover spread is full of wooden house and ice crystal ornaments. On the opposite side, I drew a birch tree forest using only a black 0.05 fine liner and a gray colored pencil for the shading. I love drawing birch trees because they are so simple and easy to recreate. Also, I thought that making the drawing circular made it feel like you're looking through a window out into the cold. The next page is my monthly overview, and I mainly do these for months when I have a lot of important dates to keep track of. As usual, I did a headline followed by a vertical spread of each day of the month. I really enjoy doing it this way since I have plenty of space to write on. At the top of the page, I did a few more wooden ice crystal doodles to tie in with the theme and add some interest to the fairly simple spread. In the bottom right corner, I drew a wreath made of eucalyptus branches, which I actually made last year as a Christmas decoration. Below that, I sketched out a pile of firewood because another one of my favorite things is having the fireplace lit when it's cold out. It was right about here I started regretting my decision to use colored pencils because it just wasn't turning out how I wanted it. I think it was the lack of detail that was stressing me out, but in the end, I guess I didn't hate it completely. On the opposite page, I did a Christmas countdown tracker. The title is written in the same whimsical font as on the cover page, and the word countdown I did with faux calligraphy. The calendar portion is pretty straightforward, but basically I'm just gonna fill in a star every day of December until the 25th. Normally, a Danish advent calendar would only have 24 days, but it fit with having 5 stars on each row, so I just went with that. I drew the stars to be hanging from a string pinned up by clothing pins, and it is surprisingly difficult to make an even somewhat symmetrical star. This took me forever, and they're not even close to being symmetrical. Lastly, I of course filled in the stars with the numbers 1 to 25. My next page is going to be a gift-giving spread, so here I drew a small box with a eucalyptus branch border. I'm going to write down all the Christmas presents that I need to make or buy this year, and hopefully keep track of everything. Below my box I had a space to fill, so I decided to go with the Scandinavian version of elves, the nisse, as they are called. They are a mythological creature said to live in your house or barn, and are especially associated with Christmas. Usually they wear a pointed red hat and look a lot like garden gnomes, but I like drawing them this way with big round noses and long beards. In Danish folklore, they are usually friendly. All they ask is for you to leave them a bowl of porridge during the festive season. I really love how these turned out, and I have them all sitting on a shelf with more wood ice crystals hanging down. For the other side of this spread, I was a bit on the fence about what to do with it, but I ended up deciding to repeat October's spread and do a goals list. And below that, I wanted to add some textures, so I ripped open a paper bag and stuck in some of that. I drew a potted Christmas tree in the corner and used my white colored pencil to add highlight and draw some candles. I finished off with a string of stars dangling above and added some glow to the candles with a yellow colored pencil. The final spread is of course my weekly spread, and to be honest, I simply don't have enough time in my day-to-day life to sit down and do an elaborate weekly spread. So I did a really simple and functional one like I do for every month. This just has the day and date, lots of space for each day, and some strings with dangling stars again. I used a gold colored pencil for these, but it shows up pretty dark, I think. By the way, all the pencils I used are from Prismacolor, and I'll have everything linked down below like always. I finished this month off with another paper patch and a little festive quote. I know it doesn't have a lot to do with the spread, but I just quickly wanted to show you this tracker type spread I made to track my YouTube videos. Basically, there's a box for each video and a scheduled time for when each one is to be uploaded, and every box has a space for a to-do list regarding the video. And when I've uploaded, I get to highlight with pink. Honestly, this could be great for everything from projects at work to school assignments, and it gives a great overview of what's coming. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you recreate any of my spreads, remember to tag me. I would really love to see them. If you have any questions or ideas, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!